In today's video, I'm going to be using the Paradise Enchanted palette by L'Oreal, along with some other products that they sent over to me. I actually commented about the palette on Instagram, and then they asked me if I wanted to receive it to try it out, and I said yes. The palette smells like peaches. No, I do not have that peach palette by Too Faced. I've kind of stopped going on shopping sprees at Sephora for a very long time, and I think that there are a lot of affordable options out there at the drugstore and they are epic. So I decided to try out the drugstore version myself. Come to see that the palette doesn't actually have that many similar shades to the actual original peach palette. I think it's its own individual product. Obviously there's this one color that's significantly peachy looking, which I had to use for this video in a wearable way because it wouldn't be me if it wasn't wearable. So this is the wearable look that I've come up with, as you can see. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and give it a thumbs up if you did. Leave a comment. It helps me so much when you do that because YouTube's algorithm is a POS. All right, let's get into the video. I'm going to start off with a moisturizer from Roche Posay, and I'm going to brighten my under eye area with this product here by Pixi Beauty. Instead of using foundation, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape just to lighten and offer coverage to specific areas. As you can see, this has been spoken about to death on YouTube, so I'm sure you get the picture. I will be topping this off with some mineral foundation by Pure Cosmetics, which you see here, and I will finish up the look by adding some bronzer because I just feel like it re-adds some dimension to the face, gives you that sun-kissed look, perfect for summer. Does anyone else bounce while they put on their bronzer? Anyways, moving on to the palette. Instead of talking about how I'm applying and using this palette, let's talk about textures. The lighter colors swatch less pigmented, as you saw in the swatches I did earlier. These have so much kickback, so you definitely need to tap off excess before applying. And I'm going to be using the peachy color in the same way I would use a neutral, but then using classic neutrals like darker browns just to accentuate and deepen the crease. And I'll use a golden color for the inner corner of the eye, but also my lid, basically the inner lid. So as you can see, as I said before, tons of kickback, insane. I could make a cloud out of that eyeshadow. But on a more positive note, it is fairly pigmented. You can get lots of lovely looks with this. You just have to go back in after blending to intensify. I'm using a liquid liner that's a metallic kind of pink shade instead of using a classic black, and I will be darkening my lower lash line as I like to do to add some definition and look more awake. Now this collection boasts a base for your mascara. All it does is thicken your lashes, but it can also look a bit clumpy, so it's not my favorite thing in the world, but it's not terrible. I do really like the Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. I am now testing it without the base, and I'm quite the fan of this. I really like the brush and the consistency of the product just out of the tube from the get-go. It's really nice. It's not like other mascaras that start out super watery at first. Anywho, back to brows. I like to fill in my lower line of brow basically and just kind of make it look more straight, and then I'll fill that in with my Make Me Brow by Essence, which is just a gimme brow knockoff basically. L'Oreal has some blushes in this collection. I'm using the peachy one for my cheeks because I think it matches the eyeshadow look very well. Then I have this highlighter, sort of subtle highlighter slash blush topper shade. All of them will be listed down below, by the way. I personally like to curl my lashes once my mascara has dried. Dipping out of the drugstore for a moment for my lip shades, I will list those down below. There's a red button that you can hit down below that says subscribe, and then there's a little bell that you can hit so you can get notified of my next video. Speaking of next video, why don't you watch one of my previous videos, which is conveniently linked to you here on the end screen. Thanks.